What's up, guys? Today we are diving into a title from Nigeria's Epoch studio called Barikisu. The story kicks off in the bustling streets of modern day Kaduna following a young woman named Amina. She's just a regular student trying to navigate her daily life until she discovers she's a direct descendant of the legendary Queen Amina of Zazao. When an ancient group of zealots known as the Mayakinyaki resurfaces to wipe out her bloodline, Amina is forced to step into her ancestral shoes and her supernatural armor. The plot is a heavy eating mix of historical legend and high-octane urban fantasy. Barikisu isn't just a superhero, she's the living legacy of a warrior queen caught in a century-old world that has finally caught up to the present. The story is brought to life by the creative minds at Epoch Studios, featuring incredible artwork. In this video, I'll be covering issues 1 and 2, which are the only issues currently available. Because of that, we won't be seeing a full story arc today. But as always, this is a showcase of African comics and their incredible potential. With that said, let's get into today's story. The year is 1610. The ancient city of Zazao is under siege, locked in a brutal struggle for survival against the warrior of Cobra. But this isn't just a war between nations. It is a debt of blood being paid in the heat of battle. At the center of the chaos stands the legend, the great warrior, Queen Amina II of Zazao. She and her army are fighting a battle against a threat that comes from a man who knows her kingdom's secrets all too well. It's Mayakinyaki. He was once a loyal warrior and an aide to the Queen Bakwa Turunku, Queen Amina's mother. But the lust for power is a poison. With the help of a powerful sorcerer, Mayakinyaki betrayed his oath and poisoned the queen. The tragedy didn't end there. In a desperate quest for revenge, Amina's younger brother, King Karama, the heir apparent to the throne, went after Cobra. He never returned, meeting his end at the hand of the traitor. 2 years later, Cobra captured and killed Amina's younger sister, Prince Zaria. Now, as the sun sets over the battlefield, Amina sees only one thing: the man who stole her family. Amina charges, her blade filled by years of silent mourning. Mayakinyaki meets her strike with a twisted grin. He taunts her, shouting that to rule the world, he must first slay the queen. He boasts about the slaughter of her mother, brother, and sister, claiming the kingdom is finally his to rule. Amina doesn't flinch. She swears by the blood of her mother, brother, and sister. Zazal will not bow to Cobra, and today he will meet his end. In the heat of their duel, Amina is focused entirely on the traitor in front of her. She is cognizant of the threat ahead, but unaware of what lurks in the corner. As Cobra's reinforcements rush in, Amina spins in a blow of steel. In one fleet motion, she cleaves through attackers. Seeing his opening slipping away, Mayakinyami screams at his own men to stay back. To possess what he wants, the crown of Zazao must die by his hands alone. Amina is wounded but still standing tall. As she repeats her vow, by the blood of the queen and her mother, Zazao will not fall. The duel between Queen Amina and the traitor reaches its breaking point. Mayakinyaki charges with rage, his blade thirsty for the killing blow. Amina is battered, blood soaking through her armor, but her spirit is unbroken. She knows she cannot let him win. The city must not fall, even if she has to give her last breath to prevent it. Their blades clashes one more time, in a shower of spark and steel. Amina finds the opening she needs, and with a decisive strike, the battle is over. But the cost is heavy. Queen Amina returns to the city gates, not as a conquering hero on horseback, carried by warriors. The life of the queen hangs in the balance. She has won the war, but this was a final battle. Inside the palace, Amina's warrior watch over her, desperate for their symbol of pride to pull through. Amina knows her time is short. She looks at her young son, her heir, and her final words are a plea for the boy to be protected at all costs. As she passes, she finds peace. Her mother, brother, and sister are avenged. She joins them not in defeat, but in victory over the man who tried to dismantle her soul. The city mourns. The legacy of the warrior queen is buried. It is carried forever in their hearts. But peace is often an illusion. That same night, Bakiwuta the dark sorcerer, aide to the fallen Mayakinyaki, performs the impossible. Over the grave of the traitor, he chants a dank incantation. The purpose of this incantation are for us to find out very soon enough. 5 years later, Zazao is under attack by three kingdoms. The boy king is already away into the night, not to be seen or heard from ever again. The scene shifts centuries forward to the bustling streets of modern-day Kaduna. The legend of Amina has faded into the history books, but for some, the future is already here. We meet Malam Gambo, a man burdened with secrets. He speaks with a man in white, discussing a young woman named Amina, named after her great-great-great-grandmother, the warrior queen herself. They aren't just relatives, they are the custodians of Zazao. The young Amina is skeptical. She is heard of the ancestral tales, but she doesn't understand her part in them. She questions the bloodline, pointing out that the history says Queen Amina had no children. Malam Gambo reveals the truth. Some secrets are kept for a reason. He rolls up his sleeves and he reveals a glowing mark on his forearm, the seal of the North. This same birthmark is the key to her destiny. There are forces that want their bloodline to end, battles fought for generations to keep them from their very lives, but the custodians have prevailed. As Amina looks at the seal, the weight of her reality sets in. She is the rebirth of Zazao, and the world is waiting. While one bloodline prepares to wake up, another has already been festering in the shadows. Somewhere in the heart of Kaduna, the descendants of the traitor Cobra have gathered. They call themselves the Yaki Zealots, led by Ibrahim Ahmed. These warriors have a singular dark purpose: to wipe out every remaining traces of Queen Amina's bloodline. Their leader stands before an army of red-clad zealots, firing into the air and declaring the rise of Mayakinyaki is here. To rule the world, they must first slay the custodians. The air is thick with the chant that was haunted this land for centuries. Mayakinyaki, Mayakinyaki, they all chant. Far from the noise of the city, the old man leads Amina to a desolate, rocky landscape. Suddenly, the world shifts, a blinding light erupts, and they are transported to a place that feels ancient, yet untouched by time. Amina is stunned and asks where they were. He looks at her with the weight of centuries in his eyes. He tells her that this is the land of our ancestors, the place where history was made long before there were modern kings or queens. This is where our path truly begins. The old man kneels and touches the heart. Then the ground starts to shift underneath them as an old structure emerges from below. They stand before a massive stone door edged with the same seal of the North found on their skin. The old man tells her that their future awaits, but only if she can walk through the door. Amina tries to push it open, but it doesn't budge. She asks the old man how to get in, but the answer is as old as the kingdom itself: blood. He takes a blade and makes a small cut on her palm. He instructs her to place her hand directly on the seal. It will only open for her, for she carries the blood of the ancestors. As Amina steps into the light, she is met with the untold history of her people. She emerges holding a golden sword, a blade made of metal not of this world, the very sword our great ancestor Queen Amina once carried. The old man then presents her with a pendant, the symbol of Zaza's strength, and the two bracelets. These aren't just jewelry, they are shield of defense. With them, she can morph into the warrior she was born to be. As Amina grips the artifact, a surge of energy consumes her. The old man then tells her that she is now the new custodian of Zazao. The essence of every queen, king, and warrior from her lineage now dwells within her. He urges her to embrace the impossible future that awaits her feet. In a massive explosion of light and power, the transformation is complete. Amina is gone, and in her place stands a warrior clad in royal red blue of her ancestor, armed and ready for the war to come. Barikisu is born, and just in time. Issue 2 opens somewhere unknown in Kaduna, where Amina is locked in a high-stake training session with her father. This isn't just a father-daughter bonding moment. This is a warrior preparing his successor for a war she did not know she was part of. Amina admits that for a long time, these stories of ancient enemies felt like urban myths, but reality has its hard. She now knows her mother wasn't just a victim of circumstance. She was killed by an ancient enemy determined to wipe out the Zazao bloodline. But then we get to the heart-wrenching truth. Amina confronts her father about the lies. For years, he and her grandma told her mother died of ill health. The truth is much heavier. Her mother was a custodian of Zazao, She died on the front lines, a warrior protecting the bloodline so Amina could have a future. Her father pushes her in the training session while quoting Sun Tzu, The Art of War. He's teaching her that strength isn't enough. Amina is absorbing these lessons, but her sword is knocked out of her hand, but she's able to gain the upper hand with her shield. She disarms her father and knocks him down. Both of them proceed to bond further after she knocks down her father and he tells her not to apologize for doing so. The moment of bonding is cut short by the entrance of Malam Atika, the old man who appears out of a flash of light. He is the divine leader of the custodians and he carries a torch that has been passed down since the time of Maladan Ladi. His arrival signals that the training phase is over and the war is here. While Amina is learning her history, the enemy is making their move. We shift to Kasuwa Bachi, the sleeping market in Kaduna. Everything seemed normal until an explosion rocks everywhere. A suicide bomber, a member of the Yaki Zealots, detonates himself in the middle of the crowded market. These guys are believers of Mayakinyaki and they are terrifying. They don't just want power, they want to end the bloodline for their master. We then go deep into a hidden cave to see the man pulling the strings. It's the sorcerer, Bakiwuta, still quite alive in this day and age. He's a sworn foe to the Zazel who has been watching since the birth of Queen Amina, surrounded by his soldiers. His message is clear: we will destroy every one of them. The sorcerer Bakiwuta is relishing the success of the market strike. He reveals that the bomber Ahmed was just the beginning, and then enters Ibrahim Ahmed, also known as Shehu Bako. Bako is a zealot through and through, and Bakiwuta is using him as the tip of the spear. The goal isn't just chaos, it's to draw out the bloodline and take the palace. This is a cold, calculated move to reclaim what they believe rightly belongs to Mayakinyaki. 2 hours after the explosion, the gravity of the situation hits. Amina, her father, and Malam Atika are at the scene, surrounded by ambulances and smoke. Amina's father realized this is a targeted strike by Yaki zealots to draw them out. But then, the alarm sounds. The palace is under attack. This leads to a massive character moment for Amina. Her father tries to send her home for her own safety, promising to protect the bloodline just as he promised her mother. But Amina isn't having it. She asks the ultimate question: what is the essence of her warrior lineage if she can't defend Zaria? Shehu Bako leads the onslaught on the palace, and for generations, his cult has believed that anyone on the throne of Zaria who isn't from their lineage is unfit to rule. Just as Amina's father is getting overwhelmed by a swarm of Yaki zealots on motorcycles, Amina makes her entrance and she crashes their party. Amina uses her agility and her whip to take out multiple bikers at once. She fights with a mix of modern tactical awareness and ancestral fury. Her father is shocked, but there's no time for a lecture. The battle moves into a deadly dance. Shehu Bako is a beast, dual-wielding blades and mocking Amina's father. He sees killing them both as a way to bring honor to Mayakinyaki, but the synergy between Amina and her father is very strong. Her father handles the heavy hitters, while Amina is a blow of motion, using her shield to deflect gunfire and her boots to deliver a crushing blow to a zealot face. But Bako is relentless. Just when we think Amina has the situation under control, clearing the Yaki zealots with her father, the atmosphere shifts. A tall, imposing figure walks through the crowd, dragging the emir of Kaduna along like a rag doll. Amina's father, Gambo, goes pale. He realized this isn't Bakiwuta or a random zealot. This is family. It's Asin, the black sheep of the family and Gambo's own brother. Asin isn't just a rogue warrior. He was once part of the Zazal custodians, but is driven by a selfish dream of the throne. He reveals a dark supernatural mechanic of their bloodline, the essence. Asin explains that when one direct descendant of Queen Amina kills another, they possess the essence of the one they kill. He's already killed his own twin brother, and now he's here for Gambo and Amina. He isn't just working with Mayakinyaki for power, he's using them to consolidate the entire Zazal line essence into himself. Asin forces a cruel choice. He dangles the emir ready to hand him, mocking Gambo's hero complex. Gambo, being the true custodian, chooses to save the emir, leaving himself wide open. Asin doesn't hesitate. He slams Gambo to the ground, Amina can only watch in horror as her father is overpowered. In a chilling moment, as he begins to literally drain the essence from his own brother, Amina tries to strike back, but it's too late. The issue ends with Amina and her father incapacitated on the ground as he stands over them surrounded by the chanting Yaki zealots. His power is growing. The final words of the issue promise a dark future, and the next issue is titled Rise of Mayakinyaki. So guys, that was the ending of Barikisu issue 2. If you've enjoyed this video, kindly leave a like, share and subscribe. I also have other videos on my channel, you can check them out. And I'll see you in the next one.